You might hold a degree in computer science, but passing the BPSC TRE exam requires looking past your credentials and into the specific mechanics of the test. The baseline arithmetic of this exam is straightforward. You are facing 120 total questions, and you have exactly 120 minutes to solve them. Let's break down that total. The bulk of the test is Part 2, an 80-mark computer science section. While the syllabus is rooted in NCERT higher secondary topics, the problems are designed to test at a graduate difficulty level. The remaining 40 marks belong to Part 3, General Studies. This section requires you to shift your focus to primary mathematics, general science, geography, and the Indian national movement. This 80-40 split, paired with a 1 minute per question limit, leaves no room for hesitation. If your mental processing slows down on a single difficult problem, the clock will likely run out before you reach the final section. In the 80-mark computer science section, theoretical knowledge is secondary to your ability to debug under pressure. The exam focuses heavily on object-oriented programming, C++, data structures, and SQL. Consider this C++ question from the TRE 1.0 paper. We are looking at question 112, which asks for the specific output of a code block containing a factorial function. The logic hinges on the recursion step. Notice the highlighted line. It calls factorial of a plus 1. Since the base case checks if a is greater than 1 and the function is called with a positive integer, the value of a will only ever increase. This creates an infinite recursion that exceeds the allocated stack memory. In a live system, this results in a segmentation fault. Success in Part 2 requires the ability to dry run these scenarios in your head. You have to identify logic errors as quickly as a compiler would. Let's test that mental processing speed using a data structures problem from the TRE 3.0 paper. Question 96 provides a pre-order traversal sequence: 15, 10, 12, 11, 20, 18, 16, and 19. Your task is to determine the correct post-order traversal for this binary search tree. Pause the video now, set a timer for 60 seconds, and solve for the post-order sequence on paper before continuing. To solve this, you first construct the tree. Since it is a binary search tree, the first element, 15, is the root. Smaller values move to the left, and larger values move to the right, building the hierarchy node by node. Once the tree is built, you apply post-order logic. Visit the left child, then the right child, and finally the root. Following that path reveals the final sequence. Because of the 120-minute limit, mastering the mechanical speed of these traversals is necessary to ensure you have enough time for the rest of the paper. Many computer science graduates overlook the 40-mark general study section, but this portion of the exam covers a significant amount of ground. These two questions show the breadth of topics you'll encounter. Question 43 focuses on the science of green hydrogen, while question 46 addresses a key event in the Indian national movement, the Champaran Satyagraha. You also need to prepare for regional history. Question 63, for example, asks for specifics on Kunwar Singh's leadership in Bihar during the 1857 revolt. To study efficiently, organize these topics into 3 specific categories: current technology and science, the Indian national movement, and Bihar-specific history. While the 80 marks in Part 2 are your primary focus, your performance in these general studies categories often determines your final position on the merit list. Based on the requirements of these papers, we can establish a 3-step daily routine for your final weeks of preparation. Step 1 is concept mapping. Spend 2 hours each day taking NCERT computer science topics and researching them to graduate level depth. Step 2 is GS integration. Devote 1 hour daily to studying the Indian national movement and regional current affairs to cover the Part 3 syllabus. Step 3 is the 60-second drill. Practice solving programming and SQL problems using a physical stopwatch to simulate the time pressure of the exam hall. This master cheat sheet summarizes the exam structure and the high-yield topics we've identified. You can screenshot this for your final revision. By following this daily routine, you ensure that both your technical logic and your general knowledge are prepared for the 120-minute clock.